tell you all about warfare. My name means warrior of the gods. First of all, I'm going to tell you how they conquered land for the money and land. They traveled in these boats. They were called longships. It took a while to get there. They were built to go long distances. Once they got there, they started looking for a camp to build up. Then, one day, or any day they wanted to go out, they could look for battle and conquer lands. They used spears sometimes. Usually, the leader of the group, right before they were at the battlefield, he would throw it so he might get a kill or something. Or, if you're just someone who just has a spear, you go like this. So, if one of say the Saxon shield is up, and you can kind of go like that, you dig your spear down into the shield. So the conquering was a very important part for the Vikings. They also went to monasteries to plunder and get a lot of money and gold. The monasteries were known to have a lot of money, and they were filled with monks. They always just bashed in there and stole whatever they could find that looked precious. Then they'd take it back home on their longships, and then they would have money, a lot. Conquering was one of the most important parts of Viking times. Now, I'm going to teach you about fighting skills. I'll put the spear down. The sword was a very famous Viking weapon too. They used it a lot. As I said, when the leader throws the spear right there, they take their sword from their pocket and start going down. Sometimes they would have their shields out like this and do kind of what the spear is. They kind of do like that or this or that. Any sword was a very important part of Viking times. Well, it was a very important weapon. Now, they used many other weapons too. So, say battle axes, yeah, they used battle axes a lot. That was their main weapon in that time. And then came the sword. But Vikings wanted to get the fertile land in England, so they always conquered it. Well, they also used a very important weapon called hammers. As you can see, this kind of looks like Thor's, because Thor did have a hammer and it was very important to him. They liked it a lot because they could either knock someone out. When they knock someone out like that, they could get their sword while they're knocked out. They just do this. Do that. Armor was also important in Viking times. It wasn't just like a chainmail or breastplate or any of that stuff because, well, they didn't make them at the time because they only used like warm clothing. They were in the north and they could freeze to death if they didn't have warm clothing on. So they usually used animal skins or just something warm for them as a scarf, something. So they and they also use an important helmet. As you see in pictures these days, Vikings had horns. Well, actually, they never had horns, only for special occasions, say a funeral. If they were in battle, they wouldn't use horns because they just didn't. They only use it for special occasions. So the Vikings were very good fighters, and they invented many things they were very clever. And now I'm going to tell you a myth in Viking times. It is a myth when Thor, the god of thunder and weather, lost his hammer. So, Thor lost his hammer. He just loved it so much that he couldn't lose it. So, it was a very special weapon to him. Then he always put it on his desk near his bed. But one night when he was asleep, a giant, the leader of the giants, took his hammer away and took it back to his land. The giants were the god's enemies. So, when Thor woke up that morning, he saw no hammer. So, he started getting all crazy and stuff because he couldn't find his hammer. Then, he asked the giant if he had his hammer. He said yes, he did. And he asked and he yelled, "Where is it?" So, the giant said, "It's deep down in land. Well, you'll never find it." So Thor and the giant had a deal with him. He said, "If Freya the god marries me, I will give you back. I will give her the hammer. If she doesn't, you'll never find it again." So Thor asked Freya if she wanted to marry the giant. She said no way. She was never going to marry the giant. But then another goddess or god had a very good idea. He or she said that Thor should dress up as the bride, and then when the hammer is laid on the table, he will pick it up and knock the giant, kill him. All that stuff, like this. So, now, Thor didn't want to do the idea, but it was the only way he could get his hammer back, so he had to do it. So they traveled to the Viking lands. Thor was in a wedding dress, and they were at the table. Since Thor was a boy, or a man, at the feast, the food was very delicious, so he ate a lot, and then the giant asked, why is the bride so scarfing its food down? And then whoever was with him, he or she said, she hasn't eaten for 4 days, so she's very hungry because she's so excited about the marriage. So at the end of the feast, the giant got the hammer out, laid it before Thor, and then Thor jumped out of his seat, grabbed the hammer, and went this. And the giant was no more. That means Thor got his trusty hammer back. So that's the end of the myth. I hope you enjoyed my Viking, news and stuff, and facts. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Once again, my name is Ragnar, which means warrior of the gods. It's a very special name. Goodbye. I also forgot to tell you, the Vikings do have a lot of fun sometimes. They did have a song called Viking Style.